Michael X, PlayStation boss says platform holders must do more to restore the AA games category. Jordan Miller over VGC, former PlayStation executive Shawn Layden, has said the platform holders must do more to reconstitute a AA category of gaming, as the cost of creating blockbuster games continues to increase. Talk about this all the time, right? We look at the price of Concord, and now, well, that studio is just gone. Layton, who during a 30-year career at Sony served as CEO of SIE America and chairman of Worldwide Studios, told VGC at Gamescom Asia that platform holders such as Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo must do more to foster games between the Grand Theft Auto layer and Among Us layer. The former executive, who currently advises companies such as Tencent, one of the biggest in the industry right now, believes that by encouraging the creation of smaller scale games, platform holders can help alleviate the budget and team size issues currently facing the AAA games industry. Quote, game budgets are not going to remain in the triple digit millions. End quote, Layden said. Quote, let's say $20 million. With the current level of gaming development skill, it's gotten higher than it was 10 years ago. We have a talent pool that we can reach into with the right budget and lean into it for the variety. Don't make a bunch of AA first-person shooters set in World War II. That's not going to move the needle, but give us more interesting opportunities. Give us more things like Firewatch. Those kind of games, end quote. Layton's time at PlayStation saw the rise of the platform holders' largest franchises like The Last of Us and Horizon, but it also saw Sony focus on and provide development support for many independent studios. Layton believes that more variety is needed to tempt future players away from the established live service giants. According to reports this year, 60% of all playtime in 2023 was spent in games that are 6 years old or older. Michael, I just recently went back to Metal Gear Solid 5. Prime example. Quote, yep. We're trying to get more people into playing games. Clearly, people are not playing games, and they're not playing games because they're not interested in what we're giving them. What we're giving them is sequels to things that weren't interested in. I don't think that's going to get them through the door. Michael, what are your thoughts? More AA games? Is that what we need?
I think we just need more good games, as bland as that sounds, right? I don't think people care if it's single A, double A, triple A, or even the exclusive quad A games. If it's a good game, people are going to play it, right? And I think that's what needs to be focused on. Sure, these mega $1 million franchises, these mega $1 million budget games aren't hitting, but I mean, something like a Concord is what we need, right? Obviously, there were a lot of failures, but we need a new game set in a genre that we're already familiar with that brings something new and exhilarating to that genre. That's the part where Concord failed, right? It wasn't new, it wasn't exhilarating, but it was a standalone title, right? Marvel Rivals, I don't know if it would fall in this AA category, right? Because it is Marvel, but that's what I think that's going to do to the hero shooter genre, right? It's going to be a game that people are going to want to check out because it brings your favorite Marvel characters, right? So I don't know if we need AA games. I honestly, at this point, I have completely lost. What's AA? What's AAA? What's Quad A at this point? I think like we're just making things up. We just need to focus on good games. I do agree with him, though, right? We talk about it all the time. We talked about it yesterday with Apex, right? It feels like all we get now, sequels and remasters. Yeah. Sequels and remasters. And sure, something like a Red Dead Redemption, which isn't really a remaster, but a re-release on PC, that's at least warranted, because it was never on PC. Horizon Zero Dawn remastered, not so much. We had that game 6 years ago, right? Kind of falls into that category of people playing older games. So give us good games, give us unique games. I harp on it all the time. Don't give us a remaster, right? We look at 2025. We said, the calendar looks crazy. Then you look at January. 6 different remasters, right? Come on. Give us unique games, Drew. I know it's easy to go to the well and say, oh, well, you know, this game worked. What if we just remaster it? I hope people stop buying remasters so that we actually get unique titles. I think remasters are the problem, Drew, not the budgets of these $1 million AAA games that are failing.
I think part of the problem, though, is the life cycle of how long it takes to make a game these days. True. When you are talking AAA, right? You take a look at Starfield, and they spend 7 to 8 years making this game. It comes out and doesn't hit the way everybody expected it to. Fans have been lighting up the conversation right now over on our YouTube channel, where Starfield, we were talking about Starfield too, and people over there like, we don't want this, right? They just had this Shattered Space DLC come out, People lit that up, didn't enjoy that. So it is like, how far do you push it? Double A made us, it put us in a unique spot, right? We were getting these little one-off titles that would come out, people would enjoy them, but didn't expect the triple A budget. So they knew what they were getting into, come in there 8-10 hours, wrap it up, move on to the next thing, right? Now you get into a triple A game, we're there for what, 40 hours, 50 hours. It's like, man, sometimes I don't have that kind of time where I just want something bite-sized, right? So you get into a Firewatch and you get into something a little bit smaller where it is a walking sim per se, right? Deck 9 just came out with their Life is Strange double exposure. I wouldn't say that's double A, but I wouldn't really call it triple A either. So we saw double A vanish and get into the indie scene. We saw indies just really kind of take that spotlight. So I think that's what's holding us over. But I think triple A, something needs to happen with triple A where it's still triple A, but it's not 8 years down the pipeline of waiting for this game to come out, right? Delay. And that's where we're causing problems, is all of a sudden now they're spending millions upon hundreds of millions of dollars, constantly delaying the game. It comes out, and by that time, Concord, you're too late. You're 4 years too late.